Debt. Some people see it as a tool towards building wealth, while others feel it's a burden that slows them down. Comment down below to let me know how you see debt or how you view debt. You can be as detailed as you want on how you view debt. I'm actually interested in your opinion on debt because it's something I have my own opinion on as well. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about why it is important for you to get out of debt and stay out of debt. Debt is money owed to others by yourself. It comes in many different forms. It can be in the form of credit cards, personal loans, cars, house loans, house appliances bought on credit as well. Creditors are people whom you owe money to. Those who have given you the credit card, banks, those who have allowed you to take their furniture on credit, furniture stores, all those are creditors. Now, a creditor will lend money to you that they are expecting you to pay back with some interest on top. You see, interest is charged as a percentage and it is on a yearly basis on the money you have taken. So when you pay back the debt, you will pay back the money you had taken plus the interest that the money has accrued, because this will be calculated month on month. So how much interest you pay in the end is actually dependent on how much you have paid into the account. If you have run down the balance, then when the interest rate is calculated, it won't bring up a huge number, because a percentage of a small number is still going to be a small number. So that's what happens. If it's still a large number, if you took a large sum of money, then they calculate their percentage, it will still give you a bigger amount compared to when the balance is low. Now, is debt good? Now, those who see debt as a tool to use to build wealth see it as a means to get capital and start a business. This could work unless the business fails and begins to not make the revenue that was expected. You see, once this happens, then you are in trouble because the creditors still need their money. Whether you failed or not, they still need their money. So of course there are ways to prevent this or to protect yourself against this. Let's say you are operating as a sole trader, which is you operating in your personal capacity as yourself. I would be starting a business and the business would be registered in my name. When my business fails, the creditors will come straight for me, which means they will, by law, take any of my possessions that are registered in my name. That's a big problem. But you can also register the business as a company or a proprietary limited company, which is where the liability will not extend to the owner of the business. So the assets of the business are the ones that will be seized, not your personal assets. But still, you have been knocked down because the business and the assets that you had worked for using other people's money will have been taken. But in the case that this does not happen, of course you win. But my point is, I am not for the idea of taking $100 and retaining $150. It's something that I really don't like at all. Well, I started liking this, or I started not knowing about what will happen if I fall into this kind of trap. I have fallen into this trap and I'm urging people to start moving away from that, because there isn't any winning with debt. I don't see anyone winning with debt, because if you look at it, you are legally liable to pay your creditors every single month until you've completed the payment of the capital that you've taken plus the interest accrued on the money. So before you have done that, you are their slave. You have no choice but to wake up each morning to work and make them money to pay them back their money. So it's something that I really don't like, because I don't believe anyone has to be a slave to anybody on this earth. That is not why we are here. We are here for a totally different purpose. Of course, each and every one of us has a different purpose, but your purpose is not to make other people rich. You have to work for yourself and make sure you accumulate whatever wealth that you want to accumulate for yourself and your grandchildren. We need to be working towards building generational wealth, and if you're in debt, there's no way that is going to happen. The reason I'm saying you cannot build wealth when you are in debt, interest rates that are charged on debts are actually higher than interest rates that you earn from saving money in a savings account anywhere in the world. That's just how it is. So if you are going to look towards being in debt and think you can save your way out of debt, it's going to be a big problem, because the debt will simply eat up a lot of your money with its high interest rates. So the smartest thing to do is to not go into debt in the first place. But if you're in debt already, you can work towards killing this debt and then start saving. Now your money will be growing without anything weighing it down. Why and how to pay off debt quicker? Why should you pay it quicker, this debt? Of course, I have touched on this already, but the longer you hold on to debt, the more interest it accumulates and the more money you will end up paying in the end. Now, the longer you hold on to debt, the more interest it accumulates, which means the more money you have to pay. Your debt compounds as the creditor's money earns money on interest. You see, compound interest works on savings and on debt. So debt really grows against you. This is where interest rates and compound interest really work against you instead of for you. In a savings account, this would happen for you. But if you are in debt, then the interest rate is piling up for the creditor, not for you. It's piling against you and you have to try and fight it. So this is you setting yourself up for failure really in life. If you really are constantly getting into debt, you're setting yourself up to be in a very bad situation down the line. To mitigate this problem, you simply need to pay the debt quicker so that it does not pile up way higher against you. If you can make a little more payments into this debt account of yours, then the interest rate will not be as much as it would be, because once you pay an extra amount, then the balance that you owe goes down ever so slightly. And when they calculate their interest rates, they're calculating on an amount down here instead of up there, because you've paid this difference as an extra payment, you see. So this is going to help you finish paying off your debt quicker. If you do not do this, then your debt will keep piling against you and you will take way too long. Maybe you have a question to say, okay, if they've given me 5 years to pay off this debt, why am I going to rush myself? The thing is, they've calculated that they will squeeze how much money out of you in 5 years. But if you try and pay it in 3 years, then they will not get the same amount of money that they would have gotten if you waited to pay in all the 5 years that they had allocated to you. So the quicker you pay it, the less you pay. Of course, it's not like it's money you will see in your pocket, because you will have spent that money, but you will have saved yourself 2 years. In this 2 years, you'll be free to do whatever you need to do that's smart, with your money. Things like investing and saving, building a college fund for your children, whatever it is that you are planning to do with your disposable income. So you need to be aware that after you've paid your debt, all your money is yours. No one can come and claim it by debit order or whatever means. It's your money. You decide what to do. It's time for us to be smart with our money. This is where things like investing and saving and starting businesses come into play. If you've not gone into debt already, please do not be tempted to go into debt unless really you have to. And well, obviously there are some cases where you may find yourself able to go into debt. But if it's something you can avoid, I urge you not to go into debt at all. Now, if you enjoyed watching this video and you got up to this far, I want you to leave a fire emoji in the comments just to show that you're one of the people who got this far. If you want to see more content like this, you can subscribe to this channel, like all videos that you feel resonate with you, and you can go on and watch this video over here that is related to this video, and we'll teach you more about how to handle your money. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.